Alright, we got another good update video for the Fiat. Today we're going to be doing a fuel pressure regulator. Somewhere right along here, there's a few spots that actually might fit perfectly where one of the little canisters for the old evap system went. Might not work, but somewhere in that area. I'm going to see if this one works out good. It's got in, going there, out. Comes with mounting bracket. This is the little pressure gauge, so I can put that on. And fittings if we need them. We're gonna probably need one of those. Alright, so I think the first thing I'm gonna do, got the bracket for it, and I want to figure out where I'm gonna put it. But I mean, right here seems good. We've got those mounting screws for the old evap system. So that it is just barely not big enough. Okay, so what we need to do is probably just drill it out a little, make it a little bigger. Got these cables. Damn, that barely needed it. Really easy. Just in case. So I mean, there's the difference. Can't really tell. And now, so this is the area I'm looking at. There's these old bolts here. And if we take this now, it fits perfectly on there. I'll go ahead and put some of this together real quick. So on the bracket, this is going to sit the inside here, down on that hole. It's got two little holes in the bottom, so we're going to screw it on. See, just make sure fitment looks good, and you can see here, it's a nice gap where we want that to be. So with the gasket, that should fit just fine. Some of those. Perfect. Has a little gasket on it, Teflon tape. And then this is going to be the outlet to the carb. So in from the fuel tank, have the fuel filter before it. And it's going to come into this line right here. And then we're going to go out and then up to the carburetor. Take a little pick, maybe clean it up in there just a bit so you're not getting any of that Teflon into your carburetor. Like maybe being a little too cautious, but I don't know. No point in doing the repair and having some Teflon tape be the reason. So, and then just make sure when you're putting on the pressure gauge. Oh, it already has some. Perfect. So with this kit, it came with it. 1 to 15 psi. Already good to go. And the other thing with this, when you start it, this is how you adjust the pressure. So that little nut here unscrews, and then you're going to take an Allen wrench in the top, and that nut, there's a spring you can feel. That is going to adjust your pressure. So you want to make sure that's undone when you start. It does come with the directions too with this, but just make sure you're following them, keeping that undone as you adjust it, making sure you're getting pressure, and then you can dial it down to what you need or back it up to what you need. Okay, then we're going to check this fuel line. Well, not really check it, just take it off. This bottle down here. Catch any excess fuel. Okay. It doesn't even look like it's very high pressure anyway, so. Take this. So that would probably work pretty good permanently. It's really not bad. Different angle for a second. So it's kind of what it looks like from here. All right, got it all hooked up. This is the final product. Fuel line coming in, into the regulator, out, and routed that way into the carb. So now we'll adjust the pressure and hope it's not spraying gasoline everywhere, because that's the alternator, and we don't really want that. So I'm gonna run it for a second, see if we get pressure. Built this up to 4.5, 5, and leaking. Okay, that is manageable. I am gonna return it. This is junk, but luckily not very bad. All right, I'm gonna put a new fuel pump on the Fiat. I think it'll make it a little better. This is rated for 2 psi to 3.5, so it's right exactly where we need. And with the regulator, that should help balance things out better. I'll make it quick. There's lots of videos on how to do it. I will also wire in the relay and probably the on-off switch, which is right here. So that's just what it looks like. Yep, perfect. Exactly what we want. Comes with some hardware, decent looking kit, clamps, little hose pieces, fuel filter that goes on right before the inlet. And it says this one wants to be mounted, if possible, at a 45-degree angle with the flow. So we've got flow, and wherever you put it, they say they want it about like that, if possible. So we'll try to get it like that too. See how this one runs. Feels nice. Make sure you disconnect the battery. Just take off your negative, pull it to the side. That way you don't have any problems, any shocks, especially working with the gas and fuel lines. So get that step done first. Next, find your fuel lines. Usually, it's going to be the bigger one is going to be the flow to the carburetor or to the fuel injectors, and the smaller one would be the return. Stock on this, it has a return fuel line, and it's built in with the stock carburetor, but the Weber 3236 does not have a return line. So it's still there, it's just not utilized now. But you'll look for that, you'll see where they go in, you'll find it under the car, clamp it off, make sure no fuel leaks, put something down to catch it. And if you want to verify, find where they go up into the engine. You can see here the bottom one, thicker, thinner. Follow the return, and it is capped. Follow the inlet, regulator, and into the carb. So just if you want to verify, double check. It is the thicker line on this car. Might not be on all, but seems to be the case. And while I'm doing this video for the Fiat, obviously, if you're putting on a aftermarket fuel pump on an older car, going to a carburetor, something like that, this will work for most applications. So it is a Fiat, labeled probably a Fiat video, but it will work for anything you're trying to do. And so will the wiring for the relay. A lot of that's available online too. I might put it in the video. We'll see. Yeah, so that is where the fuel pump is, and it is just running, and it's just powered straight off the ignition. So I'm gonna reroute the power. All right, fuel pump's out. Next I'm gonna run. So can you see it in here? Oh yeah, there's that hole right there, and that goes into the trunk. So what I'm gonna do is run the zip tie with wire attached through that hole and pull it through so I've got access to wiring. I'll show you how that goes. Okay, got it fed through. Now we're gonna go see if we can pull it from the other side. That's where we're looking. Right up there. And right there, exactly what we want. Zip tie. So let's see if we can grab it without ruining everything. And pull through some wiring. Beautiful. Now I got some wiring run. Kind of know what we need, where it's at. So that's there. And that's there. All right, and here in the trunk, I've got a few holes drilled for the mounting bracket. So it'll come up from the other side. Show you those. Right up there. Those two holes are where we're gonna mount it. Oh, there we go. Let's see behind the shadow a little bit better. Right there. Out of the way of everything. And we'll get that up. Wires dangling through that I got ready. And we'll have it going. Alright, well, I've showed a good portion of everything here, where I got the mounting bracket holes inside the trunk. We've got that all wired up. I pulled the wiring through. The only thing I kept here was the ground, but the fuel pump is up, connected correctly, mounted at a 45-degree angle with the flow coming out of the tank. So that all looks good. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Pretty easy to get to. I'm just laying right under the back. Awesome. And then got the fuse and relay all taken care of up here. Fuse, run to battery. I'm gonna get the relay all labeled. I have a little diagram I drew, so it can be included. This is how it is right now. It's just running a relay with the fuel pump. Least helps with the power, but you want to have an on-off switch or have it run off the oil pressure sensor or an inertia switch too. So this will work, and you can install the inertia switch even if you have the on-off. So, but that's just how everything goes. That's each pin, where each pin is connected to. 87 is going to power the fuel pump. That goes to 87 on here. And just follow that too. And be good to go with that. So if you look at it here, and then you kind of get an idea. 86. That's how we're running it. What I had to do is it didn't prime itself, and so I had to take this line that comes straight from the fuel. I bypassed the pressure regulator first, and then I put this barbed end into it on this pump so I could prime the fuel pump. And now we should get pressure because I wasn't getting any before. So, alright, and also checking all the spark plugs. I already went through, cleaned them up, set the gap again, got everything in here. At least cleaned up. Got on the back too. We're using the manual. Came with it. I run on a 79. This is the recommended spark plug gap. About 0.27, 0.23, 0.27, which we've got it at. It would be a little hard to show you, but 0.25. Just enough. Sorry, the camera is terrible. What the heck? But you can see if it's in there at 0.25. So that's what we're looking for. I mean, they're a little black, but it's not terrible. Spark plugs back in, everything cleaned up. Go ahead and fire it up now. Got this little pressure gauge on it still. I am gonna return it. This is junk, but since I had it, I wanted to see if the gauge was broke or if it was actually showing the right pressure. New pump shouldn't be really above 3, so we're gonna turn it on and see what the pressure's at. It's at 1.5 now, it looks like. But I'll start it up. Let's see how it sounds after spark plugs and fuel pump and regulator and relay. Hold on. Let's get in here. Let's see what we got. Oh, look at it. Look at it. Rags just for cleaning over here, but look at this inside now. Seats back in. Beautiful. Let's go check the pressure. RPMs look good. Sounds great. Wow. Alright, and this is where we're at. It's the oil leak I sealed, not spraying anymore. Let's check our pressure. This gauge is garbage, I think. That was a beautiful start. So, yeah, we're just gonna remove that, but I would say we're pretty happy with that. Let's check if we're leaking underneath. Doesn't look like it. No signs of leaks. No signs of leaks. Awesome. Good. We got our lights on. Let's check the headlights too. Hit this little lever. It turns them on up front. Well, go around and we're going to take it out tomorrow and clean it, but inside looks a billion times better. We're there. Let's check underneath too. Oil. Not right now. Carefully exhaust pipe. Check the transmission later too, but it was looking good. I checked the oil. Hold on, I'm not able to hear me under there, but I did check the oil. And it was all looking good. So, both transmission oil and engine oil. Rock and roll. Well, I'd say that's a wrap on our. Come back in and shut it down. Major improvement. That sounds so much better. The startup was so nice. Inside looks so nice. Almost done. I left this off for now still, just in case I need to do any more electrical. I'll go out and test it, but otherwise that's going to be a wrap for this. Fuel pump in, relay in, regulator was in, but we will remove it, and the engine runs beautifully. So tomorrow we will take it out and wash it and see how we're looking after that. No, if you watch, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, always appreciated, and we'll see you around. Have a good one.